What is up, and let us kick off. This is exactly the 9 steps you need to implement if you want to start a software company from scratch today. Step 1 is coming up with an idea, and better yet, stealing an idea. What I mean by stealing an idea is simply trying to get inspired by what already works in the market. Andrew Chen, a very famous investor, spoke about this concept where he said trying to shorten the time to product market fit. What this means is you're trying to find a way that is going to help you speeden up the process to which you're going to get that pinnacle, that hockey stick curve of people just signing up and loving it. And the way you do that and how you shorten the time to get that is not by wasting time trying to find out if this is even a problem people care about. It's simply taking a problem and a solution that is already existent and simply finding a tweak, a change in it. And this is an easy way for you to go ahead and find a great product and an idea. And the way you can do that is not that hard. You can look at existing forums like Indie Hackers. You can look at Product Hunt, all the products being launched there. You can look at Y Combinator. It's one of the best seed investing companies in the world, investing in the best future upcoming companies, as well as Crunchbase, which basically is a news database that contains all the latest funded products and companies that are exiting. Now, funding doesn't always mean validation and success, but it does mean people are investing into an area and clearly there's a problem that needs to be solved. Now, the second thing you need to worry about, or you need to solve for, is find out 2 things that people are actually complaining about existing solutions. Now, when I spoke about shortening the time to product market fit, you don't need to just rip apart the same thing that exists in the market. No, that's going to be a little hard. What you need to do is find something that people are complaining about. 2 things about solutions that you're passionate about. Let's just say you're talking about analytics software for Shopify. Maybe they want analytics, but they want something else like a scheduling software for their social media. Maybe it's the database software for emails, plus an actual email sending software that's missing. So find out that gap that is existent in the market with the solutions that are in the market to then go ahead and fulfill. This really will help you when you actually go ahead and reach out to potential customers when they say, all right, what makes it different from X, Y, and Z? Because you already knew. It's an easy answer for you. Not only are we good at this, but we also solve for this other thing that is a fundamental part in the overall problem that you're solving. And it works. It's worked so many times for so many people, including myself. It definitely works. Third point you need to focus on is finding out where exactly are your future customers searching for answers. Where exactly are they making their purchase decision behavior? You need to understand where your people are going to be so that you can go there and offer your solution. In a situation I can give you, let's say you are going to go, you're selling food. You will not go to a nearby restaurant to sell the food. No, you're going to go to a place where people are hungry looking for food. With what already has happened in terms of finding your idea, all you're going to do is try and find out where exactly your competitors are acquiring their customers. Is it through forums? Is it through ads? Is it through content? Is it through Facebook groups? Is it through Instagram? Where exactly are they acquiring their customers? And using that data is then you can go ahead and find out how you can position yourself to build your business. The fourth point you need to think about is selling in a place where there is a crowd. No, I don't mean selling in a crowded marketplace or selling in an area where there's competition. What I mean is use existing crowded areas. That means the Shopify marketplace, the Chrome extension marketplace, the Slack marketplace, the Atlassian marketplaces, all these massive companies that have built mega businesses, and they have an app store where they need people to go ahead and fulfill gaps in their own product. This is a great way for you to go ahead and not worry about marketing and acquisition at all, which is probably the biggest part of any startup, is how do you acquire customers, because that's taking care of you for an active marketplace where there are active buyers who are already using a solution to the problem you're trying to solve for, and they're trying to enhance their experience with your particular product. This is how a lot of multi-million-dollar Shopify apps are made, or Slack apps are made, or Atlassian products are made. This is a great way for you to completely, just not completely obviously, but reduce the amount of effort you need to worry about on growth, but instead just worry about building a nice niche solution in that market which will fulfill an already existing crowd. All right, now what? You've got your idea, you've got your differentiation, you've got your product, you know where you want to sell, is you want to go ahead and build a website up. And this website can be done simply. It can be a no-code website, or it can even go ahead and be something that you can code by yourself. It's purely up to you. Once you do that, you can do this with softwares like Adalo, Webflow, Bubble, Card. All these softwares exist in the market. Once you've got that, then you want to go ahead and actually find out how you can distribute it. Remember, it's only done when the distribution finishes. Pushing publish is just 20% of the work. So you want to find out, let's say, create 5 Facebook ads, 5 Google ads, and 2 content pieces. But hold up on the content pieces, and let me tell you why. What you're doing over here, and by the way, I'm not an advocate for ads, I'm not pushing you down the ads route. This is just coming from pure experience where I want to focus on a rapid, iterative, and experimentative cycle. Because just building a website and launching it is not enough anymore. You need to find the right wording, the right powerful messaging, the emotional messages and communicative cycle that will invoke a behavior within your customer that will force them or encourage them to click that purchase button. The easiest way you can do that is simply by seeing what your competitors are doing, right? See the wording and messaging as well as the overall structural flow of their websites. See how they are invoking emotion within their customers, right? And then you can go ahead and do the same thing for your own product. But how do you validate that further? Ads are the easiest way for you to run fast experimentative cycles to find out, hey, who exactly is buying this? What's the type of persona who's buying this? What messaging works for that persona? If I write this word, will that work better? If I write this word, will that work better? And ads are a fantastic way to see what is the easiest way for you to go ahead and write the best copy in attracting customers. I do this even, and I know a lot of people do this even when they have a fully fledged business, because it's a fantastic way for you to run quick experiments to see if a new feature is something people even want without investing hundreds of thousands of dollars in building that particular feature. And the other thing it will help you do is understand something called CAC, which is customer acquisition cost, which is how much is it actually going to cost me to acquire a customer to build a sustainable business, and in turn find out my pricing. Now once you have worked out those words and messages, who you're even going to target, then you can write 2 content pieces. Those content pieces can basically act as a way for you to talk about how you are solving a problem. Let's say you're talking about Shopify analytics. You're going to write a content piece about how Shopify owners are missing out on 50% of their revenue simply by viewing the Shopify analytics wrong. That's obviously, when someone sees that, that's going to drive concern in them. They click it and they see what exactly and how exactly you're trying to solve for that. And guess what? The way you're going to solve for it is by mentioning your product throughout the entire flow. That's how it works. That's how edutainment works as well. That's how Russell Brunson built his multi-billion-dollar business. He sold edutainment content, and then using that edutainment content, he basically sold ClickFunnels through that, which acquired him customers. Now that you've done all of this, the next thing you need to do is, if you're a programmer, great, you can code this yourself. If not, find a freelancer or a co-founder to build the first version of your product. Now remember, the first version of your product is solving for the things that matter the most. The 2 differences that you have, those are the 2 things that you're going to focus towards building your particular V1. And the way you can do this is simply by identifying the messaging, the copy, what resonated, the gaps, the difference. All the research you've done on the previous points are going to come to effort and value over here. And I can give you an example where the founders of Mixmax were, I think, in a Stanford interview where they basically said they didn't have a forget password option until 6 months after they launched the product, because they were so focused on solving for the main core problem. And there's so much demand and value that people needed to face that they didn't care about all these other features. All right, what's the next thing that you can do? And you'll realize a lot of these topics are basically focused around growth, because guess what? Traction is what decides success. It's not product value proposition as much anymore. Obviously, having a unique product helps, but having a great growth engine is what changes it. So what's point number 7 is try offer free tools. What I mean by that is try find out if there's a way you can create a mini calculator, a mini version of your product that you can offer for free, put it on your website. It's a fantastic way for you to distribute your product to a new audience, just telling people you're offering something for free. And that invokes the concept of reciprocity, which is what a lot of people do, because they try your product for free, they like it. If they like the beta version, imagine what the main version will be like. And over here, you're not asking for email addresses, you're not asking for anything. You're simply offering upfront free value for your customers and offering trust to them. This also is a great way for you to go ahead and reach out to influencers in this space, people who are authoritative in this niche, and tell them that you've done something that is unique, different, simple, and free, and they'll be more than happy to share it. Most of them might say no, but a few of them will say yes, and that's what you're targeting. The next thing, which is point number 8, you're looking for is trying to find a way to make your product visible. Now, you might understand, what does that even mean? What I mean by visibility is you're trying to create your growth coefficient to be greater than 1. What I mean by that is every customer you acquire should somehow bring you new customers. And what that means is, let's take an example of Loom.com. It's a screen recording software. Loom, in essence, works as a beautiful distribution cycle. If you record a Loom video, which is basically a screen recording, you're most likely recording it to share with someone else. When someone else receives it, they're basically introduced to a new ecosystem, which is Loom, through a person they trust. And they watch the video, They say, this is a great recording software, I'm going to use it as well. And that way they've acquired a new customer. I'm sure you've seen a lot of these chat apps at the bottom of websites. They're the great same concept as well. And the easiest way to do that, and Crisp.chat is a very famous one of these things and done really well. They recently said they hit 4 million in annual recurring revenue, completely bootstrapped. The way they've done that is simply through offering a freemium model, which is they build the software, offer it for free for people, they install it on their website, and then what that does is anyone who comes to that website, wants to talk to them, sees a free powered by Crisp chat. And they've actually said this has attributed to the most amount of sales that they've generated. Sticking on to point 8, you don't need to force this into your product. You don't need to change your entire product to match this particular narrative, but try find ways where you can offer certain segments of your product that can be sent out and spread out in whichever way it can be. With the Shopify analytics option that I gave you earlier, maybe you can offer your customers an easy way to simply go ahead and share a screenshot of a really successful campaign without revealing a lot of information that is IP. That's an easy way to go ahead and share it. People will ask, oh, what is that beautiful dashboard? How does it even look like? This is what's happening with ChartMogul right now. A lot of people are currently sharing the ChartMogul numbers, which is basically their recurring revenue. And a lot of people asking, what is this beautiful graph? Tell me more about this. I want to see this. And that's an easy way for them to acquire customers. In fact, that's how I even became a customer. Point number 9, and the most important point that I can mention, is to find sustainable ways to attract and attain traffic. Paid ads are good and great, but they scale linearly. That means you're always at the mercy of spending money to retrieve more money, which is not bad, it's a good thing, but you want to find sustainable manners, which is word of mouth, which is unpredictable. Then you want to have customers selling to more customers, which again is unsustainable or unpredictable. But the easiest way to do this in a predictable manner is search engine optimization, which is the essence and practice that you put into play to go ahead and make sure that your website shows up in number 1 when someone's searching for a topic in your particular niche. If you're solving for Shopify analytics, you want to type in how to make more money on a Shopify store, and your article will show up there saying, here's how you can increase your revenue by 50% using this one trick. And then talk about that one trick, that one problem, and then whilst you're solving for that problem, explain how you can do that with your own particular product. Now, SEO is by far, in my opinion, biased maybe, but after watching over 400 people speak on various podcasts, founders who've exited, people who've raised a lot of money, search and dominating search has been one of the best ways for them to go ahead and create sustainable growth. That means every day, even if you stop paid ads, you don't show up on the community, every day you're going to have people sign up and use your product because you put focus into that. Now, the issue with SEO though is it's not a 1 month, 2 month, 3 month thing. It can be almost 6 months before you actually see the return of investment. But once that does kick in, it just does not stop. And it's a very, very valuable value chain for you to go ahead and attract new customers, new value, and new sustainable growth, so you can experiment with this new cohort of people that just keep coming in, so you can just find out what works and what doesn't. There you go. I hope you really liked this video. If you did, feel free to like and subscribe. It will really help spread the channel, the message, and what people want to do when they want to build a business. Until again, take care. See you. Speak soon.